Jonathan in Great Neck is up next. He's going to talk a little NCAA college action, both hoops and about the BCS play, that there should be a playoff. Jonathan from Great Neck, your New Yorker Sports Rant begins now.
All right, back in the fan with Matt O'Boyle and Anita Marks. I want to touch a little bit on college hoops and also for you, Anita, the BCS and college football. First, with the NCAA tournament, I'm really glad they didn't go to 96. 68 was a perfect number, but they could have done it a little bit better, and here's where they made the mistake. They had 65 through 68 play in the first round, and also the 4 bubble teams. What they should have done was have the 8 bubble teams play, and then what you could have had is the 4 losers in those games could have had the 1 seed in the NIT as a consolation. 65 through 68 have already earned their way into the NCAA tournament by winning their conference tournament. They shouldn't be forced to earn their way in again. As far as the BCS goes, we hear all the time about how money and the playoff system can't work because of the money from the bowls and everything, but it absolutely can work. In fact, it will drive fan interest if you incorporate the bowls as part of the playoff. You can have the higher tiered bowls for the later rounds, for the championship rounds. The earlier rounds could be for the lower tiered bowls. You could even have an NIT for the remaining bowls, an NIT in college football, and you can do it that way. It'll drive fan interest, and you'll create more revenue.
I'm just thrilled that college basketball is changing its system. I really am. That's number one. Like, at least change it somewhat. And number 2, the BCS system. Our president's not solving our economic problem, so maybe he could take over and implement some type of playoff system in college football. I'd be thrilled with that. Maybe then I'd be proud with the fact that I actually voted for him.
Way bigger fish to fry. Please. Sports. Now, in terms of the NCAA tournament, I agree with you 100%. The one thing about turning the 8-9 contest into the bubble teams, those are big conference teams, whether it's the ACC, the Big Ten, the Pac-10, Big East, whoever. You know that the NCAA wants those teams in the tournament, so they're not going to do that. They're going to make the mid-majors play. And as far as the BCS, we've been talking about a playoff system for years. The bowls contribute way too much money. I can't see them getting phased out. In a playoff system, maybe it works, but there's no way they're going to phase the bowl system.